You, Edochie, and the Aligues. This marriage is like a do or die affair because I don't really understand how and why Yul Edochie's divorce and his polygamy journey has now become a tug of war. Well, Yul Edochie has decided to create issues between the Aligues. Yes, he has decided to create problems between the Aligues. Now, if you observe closely, you will realize that Mary's family, kinsmen, and what have you, all of them, you will never hear them come on social media to lambast Yul Edochie or to do any disclaimer or whatever. You will never see them on social media trying to defend their sister. You will never, ever see such. No, not at all. They have kept their cool. They have been quiet for a long time. But Yul Edochie somehow found a way to penetrate. Yeah. Yul Edochie found a way to penetrate, found a way to connect, found a way to penetrate his family so as to get some, I don't know, some strange. I mean, he wants to break the family apart. Now, you might be wondering what I mean by this. Ever since this issue came up, Mary had instructed her family, please don't go dirty, don't go in the same mud that Yul Edochie and Judy are swimming. For any reason at all, don't come out to defend me. I will handle myself. It has happened. It has happened. The case is in court. Don't worry. Just keep your cool. Everything will be fine. Now, Yul Edochie somehow found a way to make contact with a younger person in the family of the Aligues. And he has been talking to this person. In fact, this young dude had reference and saw Yul Edochie as that model, idol, because of what Yul Edochie does. So this guy respects Yul Edochie a lot. So Yul Edochie took advantage of this, and he has been talking to this guy. But you know what Yul Edochie did? Yul Edochie took advantage of this talk, manipulated this guy, and with some audio recordings and some info, Yul Edochie decided to put it out there in a way to make it appear as if the Edochies and the Aligues are coming together once again. Like they have a kind of understanding. There is something that they need to kind of talk about. Like they are not happy with the way Mary went about it. After all, Yul Edochie is your husband, and if he chooses to go with another woman, like have another person as wife, at least our culture permits it, our culture accepts it. So why are you making it appear as if he's not your husband? No, Yul Edochie is trying to make it appear so. But you know what? Well, they had this family meeting, and this young guy was called to come and explain. Come and explain. Come and tell us what you know. Come and explain. Come and give us the update. How did you and Yul Edochie meet each other? Again, after Mary had warned, saying, please, I don't want any family member getting involved with Yul Edochie in any way. We don't want stories on social media, such as the Aligues, one cousin, one relative. She already warned. She said she's not going to tolerate it, and she will not be happy if such happens. So how did you So they called this family meeting. Father and son were called to come and explain themselves. So this young guy, he said a lot of things. He said, well, that it was not intended, and moreover, Edochie had manipulated him. That Edochie, gave him this story as if he has spoken to the rest of the kinsmen, as if, that kind of trick where you give this person half truth, you give the other person half truth, you make this other person believe that this other person is on the same page with you. Then you go to the other person and make it appear as if this other person needs to be on the same page with you, so that everybody will be on the same page. This young dude, like I told you, he's a young guy. He's about 26, 27. He's not really that kind of, he's not vast in the cunningness of Edochie. Well, the meeting went on, and eventually Edochie was called on phone. Can you explain yourself? Because what is happening right now is not something that we will tolerate. In fact, this can go to the court, and we know that you have your divorce ongoing. We don't want you to appear as if we are trying to drag you to the court on the same issue, on the same matter. You are the one that has refused to let go. You are the one still trying to meander your way here and there. What is this rubbish? Well, Edochie explained himself. He said it's not like that, that he was actually trying to mend. They said, really? He said he was just trying to mend, that he knows that it will be difficult for kinsmen to come together, not because they do not understand culture and tradition, not because polygamy is something that they are now going to begin to worry him about, but he said he knows that Mary had instructed them, possibly, that they should not tolerate or accept or agree. Well, they said, since you know, why then are you expecting us to support you? Or what made you think that you can manipulate us into supporting you? Or what makes you think you can bring us on the same page? And why is there a talk of money and some other things? What is this thing? We are not part of your divorce. We don't know if there is any money connected to anything, because this is what this young man said, and this is what you're also saying, that you are saying to this young man that once everything is sorted out, you are going to settle him, going to give him huge amount of money, and that there are certain amount of money because of the divorce, blah blah blah. So Edochie is trying to create this impression that there is a big, huge amount of money somewhere that will be finally divided once the divorce is put to an end. So this young guy, thinking that he's helping his own auntie, was hoping that if I support you, Edochie, maybe this whole thing about divorce will come to an end, and maybe they will find peace with each other. I think this guy is also thinking that Edochie is under a spell. So to him, I am helping my auntie, and there is also a promise of big money. Wow. This is serious. I don't know what you guys think of this, because Edochie is trying to create commotion, conflict in the family of the Aligwes. Well, eventually, after the whole talk, they asked, okay, so how did this go out, even if you guys discussed this? Edochie said, well, I didn't tell anybody. The only person I discussed this with is Judy Austin. So I don't know if by chance or whatever this got out, but I have not discussed this with anybody. Can you see that they want to drag the Aligwes into the mud? They want to drag them into this conflict. Well,
I hope they are smart and wise not to be involved.